influenced or inspired you to become an engineer? What influenced me to become an engineer was I was curious about the technology around me and I wanted to understand how it worked. One time I took apart my math calculator and I started seeing how the keypad interfaced with the electronics, and it felt as if I had just unearthed something profound in that moment. During my classes in high school, my favourite subjects were math and physics, and while learning calculus and the celestial motions of planets was interesting, I wanted to work on something hands-on. For my first real engineering project, I designed a drone and flew it a couple times until I lost it in the forest. This did cause me to second guess my technical abilities and almost made me switch away from engineering entirely. Instead, I took it as a major life lesson for my engineering philosophy that failure is not an option. I also formed an engineering club at my high school called the Pre-Engineer Society, where we ran podcasts, newsletters, presentations and projects such as building trusses and using the Arduino to do programming, where I used rotary encoders and RFID technologies. My motivation to become an engineer is I wanted to learn as much as possible. I enjoyed math and physics, and engineering seemed to be a nice hands-on blend of the subjects I was interested by. What excites me about the prospect of becoming a leader in engineering? What excites me about the prospect of being a leader in engineering is that I can be useful. At university, I was part of the university's rocketry association, where I became inspired by the space mission. Following a sponsorship from the European Space Agency, I took part in the Ladybird Guide to Spacecraft Communications training course. I learned that radio amateurs were receiving signals from space and satellites, and that was just so fascinating. My university did not have any amateur radio club or similar things like that, and I really wanted to bring that to life, which meant I unfortunately had to leave my rocketry association. I founded the amateur radio club at my university called the Leeds Space Communications Group. Our first project was building a mechanically steered antenna rotator for receiving satellites. However, I learned that amateur radio had a much larger breadth than just receiving satellites. I started to visit local amateur radio groups to learn more about what amateur radio was, and I started to really understand the concepts being taught in my modules, being high-frequency electronics and communications theory. The fact that I was able to make new links and allowed me to be more curious about what I was learning in my modules. As a leader, I would like to contribute to the world's cutting-edge technologies such as phased arrays and antennas to support projects such as the world's largest cell tower in the sky to deliver super-fast 5G to every corner of the globe. And being able to contribute to humanity's discovery of the nature of the universe makes me excited to become a leader in engineering. If you are selected for the scholarship, what difference will it make for you? If I am selected, I would want to use the scholarship to get people excited about what engineering can do. I plan to do this by funding projects for my amateur radio club, such as establishing an amateur deep space ground station at the university. I would want to use a scholarship to talk to people of different walks of life, in different industries, professions and occupations. I would want to contribute to the humanity's mission in becoming multiplanetary and a spacefaring civilization. As someone with a passion in radio frequency engineering and communication systems, I would like to address the challenges in deep space communications by contributing to the CCSDS, Consultative Committee for Space Data Systems, and be able to shape the future of space communication standards by making them simpler and easier to implement.